Happy Friday, boys and girls. My name is Jeffery Scott Mitchell, coming to you live on Memorex. Default location, alternate route. It's about 12:30, 1 o'clock. Starting the day off lazy, smoking Black and Miles, laying in the bed. Went back to sleep, took a nap. But I did get up and get a couple light things done, very light. It's actually my health insurance call, medical coverage call to touch base with me on the paperwork I got to submit to get the money from them, blah, blah, blah. And I answered the phone, and that kind of got me moving. I just happened to be on my phone scrolling, and the call came in, and I answered it, and got some stuff done, got a little bit of momentum, you know, did a little bit of life administrative work, so that felt good. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, weapon of choice, Lonnie Marshall at the Mint. Looking forward to that. I remember discovering weapon of choice. I think it was 2001, 2002. Lamar Miles, Kareem says we had just went on I think maybe my first P-Funk road trip. And it was with other people. My first P-Funk road trip with them, we just ended up, hey, you wanna go here? Sure. And he was like, hey, y'all wanna go to Vegas and see him? I'll go, I'm game. You wanna go to San Diego, Anaheim, see him? All in the next, while we was talking that night. Hey, you wanna do it? Yeah, I'll do it. That was my first road trip, and they told me about weapon of choice. We did another one, we went to San Francisco a few times, hanging out back in early 2000s. It was like, yeah, you never heard weapon of choice? I was like, no, you know what else too? When I came out here, right, folks who was in the funk was also in the Fishbone. And I think it might be 91, 92, whatever, when, you know, I really started having conversations about Fishbone. And I was like, I never heard of Fishbone until I came out here. And unbeknownst to me, if I can use that word, Fishbone didn't come out until 89. I was already out here. I guess Fishbone, their first record came out 88, 89. And I was already out here, so that's one reason why I never heard of them back there. What I used to always tell is, I come from Ohio, the land of funk. We ain't playing none of that skull bullshit for where I'm from. Yeah, but they black. Give a damn. So is Charlie Pride. You ain't gonna see me bumping his records. Anyway, that's what I say, you know, sarcastically and snarkily, if I can use that word. But I just realized that they weren't even out when I was back in Ohio. They hadn't come out until, you know, I had been out here a few years. So that's why I hadn't heard of them when I was back there. But anyway, weapon of choice, Fishbone, Nutmeg Music, all of that. So I'm at the Temple Bar, and I'm sure I've told this story before, but the Temple Bar became such a big part of my life that I very proudly want to bring its name up and talk about it. It makes me feel good to even think about those days. It was to the point where I was going so much they wouldn't even charge me to get in. A lot of times they'd be like, just go ahead, man. Well, thanks. You know, I had the routine down, the drive, where to park, because Santa Monica, you gotta watch your parking. Just park behind the mattress store and walk over, walk in. Seen a lot of groups and a lot of bands there, and I got them all listed on my webpage, so that was kind of cool to see all that different kind of music any night of the week. And I believe during that time or whatever time, I wasn't working. So I could go up there on a Tuesday or Wednesday, Thursday, you know. It didn't matter, you know. I wasn't working, so I could go like any day of the week. I love that place. Love the smell of the place, look at the place, walking in there. I just love that place. Truly Disgraces played there June 3rd. I know I told the story before, I don't care. Tell it again, June 3rd. And the story I'm telling is that at midnight I went to June 4th, which is my birthday, and they played Cosmic Slide. Overton was there, Roy was there, John Stewart was on drums. I remember he went, do, do, do. I was like, whoa, play it. I got kind of angry and excited. I was like, don't tease me. Don't you fucking tease me. And then that's before I realized how into P-Funk Mr. Marshall and Mr. Fisher were, because I didn't really know them. You know, I knew of them, probably. I didn't really know them. And then you sort of realize how, damn, they all know each other. You know, Fishbone and P-Funk and Norwood and Mr. Clinton, and, you know, part of the same family, basically. And so it was just cool. It was just cool, that whole situation. So Weapon of Choice going off tonight. Mr. Marshall, very talented. He did Funky Fridays, which brought together, he did Funky Fridays at Rosland's on Fairfax, Ethiopian restaurant on Fairfax. Every Friday he was there relentlessly. I mean, consistently every Friday. So he built something. That's where all us LA maggots is the story we tell. Is that's where we all kind of met up and got together and built the little LA community. We're going down there on Fridays. It's like a little jam session, improv sit-in, orchestrated by Mr. Marshall. You know, definite P-Funk influence. He would do covers and let people sing, and invite people and play instruments. And one time P-Funk even came. Funky Fridays got to a point where P-Funk heard about it. They was here during NAMM, and they all came up. They all made it from Anaheim up to Fairfax, Little Ethiopia. So I'm standing there next to Mr. Hampton. Mr. Curry was there. Ron Cat was there. Steve Boyd was there. You know, some other people's there. And I'm just, you know, Funky Fridays, P-Funk is there. You know, so that was really cool. That was really cool. That was after I had worked with Mr. Curry for a few years. Put out a couple of records. Funkadelic-ish. You know, so I kind of knew the band. It was, you know, a little bit more closer, a little bit better understanding, a little bit known to the peoples. So that was cool. I'm standing there next to Mr. Hampton, and he playing Mr. Easton's guitar, doing Cosmic Slide. He's standing right there next to me, like in the crowd. You know, there was like a little stage. It really wasn't a real stage, just like a, you know, a raised platform or whatever, maybe 12 inches high. And, you know, he's standing next to me playing Cosmic Slide. I think that was on Mr. Easton's guitar, or that might have been he played it in Hermosa Beach at the Lighthouse on Mr. Easton's guitar. But anyway, Mr. Easton was the creator and orchestrator and facilitator of Long Beach Funk Fest, which, you know, I can say I'm very proud to know him, to be a part of somebody who did something like that, because, you know, as I always say, the most important things to me are the things that affect me directly. And funk is major in my life, so anybody contributing to that, and not only can contribute, but can go above and beyond what I believe I could do, I don't know which one. I mean, I can do anything, but to put the effort in, and know people, work it out, do the leg work. You know, he tells us there's a lot of stress on him. You know, he may have even suffered some health issues behind it. So, you know, just the stress and everything involved. But, you know, he has some people there. He got some real bands there. And I ain't talking about real. I mean, real probably is not the word, but some big names. Big names played there. So it was fun to be a part of that. And then the Bajosian Secret Army played there. And that was Mr. Curry, Mr. Bajosian, Mr. McKnight. Rico was on drums. Mr. Rico Lewis was on drums. So Kendra was there. Kendra was there. So, you know, it was a good chunk of the P-Funk core. Kendra was there. It's in the way she moves. So, you know, it was good. It was good just to, you know, to be part of that. And he played there, and I had to leave. I think Don Silva and the Bride's headline. I had to leave to take Mr. Curry and them from Long Beach to LA. I think the Nokia Theater they played. So I had to, you know, leave there early. I didn't get to see Blackbird and Don Silva, and I think Baby Bear Chenault was on drums. I didn't get to see that. I was hanging out in the bowels of the Nokia Theater, and that's when I was able to see how intricate all that really is. Where the artist comes in, and it's underground tunnels and underground pathways, people on bikes. It's a massive, like little, I don't want to say community. It's a massive little installation down there. It's a lot going on. You drive down in there, you're under there. You know, security, and, you know, it's kind of cool. You walk up, see the big theater. It's the big one. This ain't, wait a minute. This Club Nokia, I think it's Nokia. I think, okay, Nokia may be the small one that Sheila E. and them owned. I'm talking about the big one, the big showroom thing down there, the big one. I'm not sure if it's the Nokia, but, so that was cool. You know, that's all that, it's all tied together. I have a good life. I have a good life. I have a good life. And funk has given more than, I don't want to say its share. It's definitely, I've gotten a huge return on investment from the funk and from P-Funk and George Clinton and the whole thing. And, you know, I owe them nothing. Funk owes me nothing. You know, just to put it, you know, in a cool, phrasy way. Funk owes me nothing. I got it. I'm fulfilled. I'm full. And I love it. Tonight we'll get together. And even though I'm feeling kind of sluggish and kind of lazy and eating too much, even though my weight is still staying down, you know, it kind of bumped up a little bit yesterday. I kind of did some stuff. You know, my weight kind of did something yesterday. I did some stuff. Overeating on purpose. And then getting out of bed and getting another snack. But we'll see. I'm walking today. I'm out here walking. I'm getting my 10,000 steps consistently. I think I only missed one day in the last 40 days or something like that. So, and, you know, I know I'm feeling like sluggish, whatever, blah, blah. I just want to sit and watch The Righteous Gemstones. I just want to keep watching that, or whatever movie I was watching. Existentialism. I gotta still practice that word. Existential. I'm gonna figure it out. Listen to my podcast and, you know, studying my philosophers and philosophy. And just being inside my own head. You know, but still getting stuff done. You know, taking care of bills, taking care of that. You know, doing light stuff. Doing light stuff whenever I get the inclination, just to get it knocked out, because it helps in the long run. You know, it's not like I'm sitting down grinding. Just do a little bit here, a little bit there, whenever I feel like it, whenever I get the energy. Ate my pastrami yesterday. Was it yesterday? think it was last night. Better been last night because it's still sitting on the stove. Better not been out there 2 days, so not that it matter. I'm still gonna eat it. But I ate my pastrami, it's pretty good. And I got hamburgers, French fries, so ooh, I got potato chips. I bought some watermelon. I'm excited about that. Got it already cut up seedless. And I was like, I don't care how much it costs. Quote unquote, you know, air quotes. I really didn't care how much it cost, I just wanted some watermelon. I can afford it, shit. And we know it's gonna cost, pay for it instead of buying a watermelon, taking it home, cutting it up. Even though I got pretty skilled at that, because you know I'm cheap. So I would buy it that way instead of paying more to get it already cut up. But I wonder, by the time you throw the rinds away and you do all the cutting and you put in that labor and effort and that time, you gotta throw the rinds away because you gotta get them out your house. You know, you can wrap them up in the tightest bag or whatever, but you gotta get them things out of your house. There'll be ants and flies and stuff. So, you know, there's a little bit of effort you have to go through if you just buy a whole watermelon. And to make, you know, the cheaper price might be cheaper, but you might have to put more work and labor and, you know, stuff like that. But anyway, so tonight we'll go out. And the whole point was, you know, I bet, you know, more than likely, and I'm almost guaranteed, that once I get there and start seeing folks, my energy is gonna go up. And tomorrow, I'm gonna be doing this, saying, I need to go out more often. It's almost guaranteed I'll be doing this tomorrow, saying I need to go back more often. In fact, tomorrow I'll say, yesterday I said what I'm gonna say today, that I need to go out more often, because I know it's gonna be people there, energy, and I feed off people. I guess I can say I feed off people's energy, or it's contagious. I mean, I'm Jeffery Scott Mitchell, damn it. I know, and it's not that, well, it is. The large part of it is I'm Jeffery Scott Mitchell, that I'm experienced, I'm known, I'm established in the funk community. So there's definitely perks. It's just perks from knowing people. Hell, you know, the more you know, the more opportunities there are. Not that people fall down and, you know, be not worshiping you, but you know, people fall down and kiss my ass or nothing. It's just the more people you know, the more opportunities that may come your way. And you know, I'll walk up and say, hey, Jeffy, yeah. I could be in DC, New York, anywhere. New Orleans, wherever. Hey, people on, hey, Jeff. Hey man, come over here. Shit. Paris, goddammit. No, Amsterdam. Amsterdam, goddammit. Hob Sauce bought me lunch. Hob Sauce, H-A-B space S-A-S, he bought me lunch. That's just from knowing people, you know, from the internet and being, you know, P-Funk One and, you know, stuff I went through, stuff I say. Probably my commentary, my no-nonsense, straight-up commentary. Has, you know, gotten me some notoriety. So I'm in Paris. I said, go see P-Funk. You know, dude, I kind of know, loosely know, whatever, know. I guess I know him now. Bought me lunch. I think that was so cool. You know? It was so cool. Everywhere I go, you know, hey. So tonight it's probably gonna be the same, and they get to see the LA crowd. And then LA Maggots are playing June 21st. So that's gonna be good too. LA Maggots June 21st. And I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna work that out, because I need to go see my mother, and I go back to work on the 25th. So it's coming down to it, but I think I'm ready. I can actually say, technology support, this is Jeff. How can I help you today? And not have my spirits drop when I do that or say that or feel that. So that's definitely a thing. That is definitely a thing. I'm ready. I think I'm ready. And told the doctor, you know, I get paperwork, this, that. Got my return to work, submitted, blah, blah. And also still got the Zoloft. Told the doctor, you know, I ain't gonna lie, I told the truth. Saw the therapist once. I got the Zoloft. I went ahead and got it, but I didn't take any. I told her. And she said, well, if you go back and things starts going in a certain direction, you can start taking it, but just let them know. And I said, yeah, if things get to the point where, I started to slip into that, I could probably start taking it and probably go back to start taking therapy, go therapist, learn coping skills, not to fix the problem, because I told her, I don't think there was a problem. I don't think there's nothing wrong with me. I wasn't depressed, anxiety, nothing. I had none of that. I just didn't want to do the damn job no more. I just got burnt out. And the only fix for that is to step away. Forever how long? And it's a possibility I may just step away forever. We'll find out when I go back. We'll find out when I go back. So, and then I said, then I can start taking the Zoloft. That's what if I didn't say that already. I can start taking the Zoloft. I just was going through a scenario in my head. After I go back, I get a call from my first call be from a certain individual who I've always had problems with. It's probably because of their energy and my energy, their frequency and my frequency. She definitely triggers me. There's no doubt. So I'm guessing that I probably trigger her by, not raising my vibration to where hers is. By me not raising my vibration, and I could even say politely, and not politely raising my vibration to where hers is. Meaning, it's polite and mannerly to, if you hear somebody else excited on the phone, to go to a level to where you're excited, and let them know that you're excited too. But I definitely, I hear that, her energy and her vibration, and I definitely know how I counteract it, and I come in, I turn mine down. I can instantly just turn mine off. So I'm talking to her, and she, and I'm like, and I'm remaining calm and almost sounding disinterested. So I was just thinking about that. And it'd be cool if she'd be my first caller. And I would, if I see her call, I'd be like, pick up the phone. First thing I say is, I love you. I said, I just came back. You're my first call after 3 months of disability from burnout. The universe would have it no other way. So I'll tell her, you don't know how important you are in my life, how significant you are. Nobody shakes me up. Nobody here shakes me up the way you do. I acknowledge, nobody rattles me like you do. It's to the point I'm inept. I should almost just stop taking your call. Because when she calls, it's like important, super important. And I don't even think she's that important. Not to put her down, but I don't think she's, all that important. She's not like the, because there are some important people. There are some people they warn us about. They say, if so-and-so calls, blah, blah. Because when blah, blah, blah is like the assistant to the highest CEO, up there. So when she complains or she rattles off, she's rattling off to like the highest officials and CCing all the, because she's been like 30 years, know everybody, and just expects this, expects that. And if something don't go, or this or that way, the people she casually talk to wield so much authority and power that us as a department have to be aware of that, because even though we're one company and we all seem to get along well and everybody's happy, and our liberal, happy lifestyle, whatever, each department is still held accountability. there's still accountability for your department to maintain metrics, numbers, SLAs. I don't know what SLA stands for. I should Google it. I mean, it's like how many minutes you're supposed to have this taken care of. And what's the SLA on this? What's the SLA on? How many minutes after a call comes in, you should have it processed and blah, blah, blah. So, we got that. So there is pressure, but it's a very professional pressure. It's a very, very professional pressure. I was talking about pressure. The doctor was talking to me yesterday, telling me yesterday, that she says she's seen a lot of this burnout. People getting time off from doing it. She said she's seen a lot. And she said one person said they're ready to go back after a couple of weeks or blah, 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 blah. She said she hopes she's ready because she says it's high pressure, blah, 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 all this, high thing, whatever. But she said this person also had to add hostile work environment. And that very, very, very is not what I have. In fact, I said the place where I work is nauseatingly accommodating. At one time, they would get triple time. They had it set up to where they work, because we had to work graveyard or 24 hours or something, when they was getting triple time. That's unheard of. And then when they pulled the triple time, folks was upset, and I don't blame them. And they're supposed to make a big to-do, fight for it. That's a lot of money. But they never should have got triple time in the first place. And they had it for years. And I don't blame them, for fighting for it. But my stance was, y'all weren't supposed to have it in the first place. Because I just coming in new and I never really got it. So I wasn't invested. So that's where we are. I got pastrami at home, burgers. I gotta see what I'm gonna do. Since I'm going out tonight, I guess I could be lazy or whatever until it's time to go out. That's my excuse for going home, eating a bunch, laying out. And tomorrow's Saturday. The game will be on tomorrow. At 5:30. Get back here, I forgot. I'm thinking the game come on at 8. My daughter asked me, you gonna bet? At like 3. I'm like, why she asking me so early? And I thought I had till 8, so I just put down a couple bets, which I won, just to get them out of the way. And I said, I'll figure out all the parlays later. Who else gonna bet on? And just to make note, I was gonna bet Halliburton. The Halliburton have a breakout game. I was gonna bet Halliburton. He did. He stepped up. Maybe not a breakout game, but he did definitely step up. Scored some points, did some things. Because there was some question about, him not performing in the big moments. If that son of a bitch still go to the hole, get right there, we should take the shot and pass it. It's to the point now you can see that's just his instinct. He may never be able to get off of that, because he'd be like right there at the bucket. Throw that son of a bitch in. He always looking to pass. He have like 30 assists, 6 points or something. My daughter was telling me that was the stats on him. Don't bet him. Don't bet him for points. Don't bet him for this. Don't bet him for that. And that night, he went for a triple-double. And of course, I didn't let her forget it. He went for a triple-double, and so now it's all about what Halliburton gonna do. And even Stephen A. Smith and Shaq and TNT and everybody talking about what Halliburton gonna do. But see, what Halliburton did was to hit the game-winning shot for like 5 games. He hit the game winner in a very dramatic fashion, big time pressure for like 4 or 5 games, which is very impressive. And be having like 10 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, something like that. In fact, one of the commentators was saying, Halliburton got a triple single, which is basically nothing. I don't feel like explaining what a triple double is or whatever. Google it. Anyhow, so tonight we'll go see Weapon of Choice and see how that's gonna play out. Looking forward to it. Get some people in the place. Hopefully, get a nice crowd. The place makes some money. And funk can get established in that venue. I think there's 2 warm-up bands. If Weapon of Choice is even headlining. And so if they go on at 10, doors at 7, Weapon of Choice don't go on until 10. Knowing me, thinking I'm gonna get there late, I'll probably be there at 8:30. I can't. That's just how my natural rhythm works. I shouldn't even start getting dressed till 8:30. But I'll probably be there. I probably shouldn't even get in the shower. I should just be getting in the shower at 8:30. Watch me being grotesquely early. But it don't pay. It don't pay. To go up in there and hear music that you really don't want to hear, or you ain't in the vibe for, you gotta sit there, people looking at you, and you're clearly disinterested, if not irritated. So I just walk outside. Especially if you go there with a certain taste in your mouth to hear this band or hear that band, you gotta sit and listen to a genre that's almost in disharmony for the vibe and frequency and energy that you're looking for. So we'll see. We'll see. Then at 10 o'clock, I know they're gonna be late. They ain't gonna be 10 o'clock sharp. Who do they think they is? They ain't George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelic, who be going on time. You can tell they got the memo. Lately, they going on time. 8 o'clock, 8:05, they playing. 10:30, the lights are on, it's time to go home. And that's a long show. 10 o'clock, hell, I've been at the hotel, in my room, back in my room, by 11. Because they timely now, baby. Back in the day, sometimes they would start till 10:30, 11 o'clock. They'd wait, and we'd be standing there for hours. House of Blues. Yeah. The funk community, funk in general, the aura, the energy, all of it. Owes me nothing. I've definitely gotten mine from it, philosophically and otherwise. So, let me see how much time I done did. I can't see. The light's not too bright, not bright enough. Let me see if I walk under here. Only 33 minutes. That's all, it's a short one. It's a short one. Only 33 minutes. Maybe I'll cut it back on again. Should I swing on y'all? Because I still got probably 40 minutes to walk. But usually when I cut this off, I don't cut it back on. I'll still be wearing the mic, but I'll turn the transmitter off and unplug it, put it in my pocket. And I'll take the phone off of the selfie stick and take the receiver out of the phone, put the phone in my pocket. Usually if I was finished, I'd upload it to YouTube while I'm walking. We'll see. I guess I should wrap it up, huh? I'll wrap it up and post it up. Anyway, swinging on y'all 2 times. I wonder if I wrap it up, if I swing on y'all now, and I make one later, do I gotta swing again? No, I don't. I just made that declaration. If I swing on y'all now, and I make another like little quick clip or whatever, you know, quick little whatever, I don't have to say it again. But if I do it and I make a long, nice one, I'll say it. I guess it depends on the content. I guess it probably largely depends on the content. Of how much I said or didn't say. So if I feel the urge to wrap it up in such formal, is dramatic the word? Climactic fashion. You know, just to put a nice little bow on it. Because I just said something. As you notice, I say that with pride. I'm proud of something I just said and want to put energy behind it. So I say, my name is Jeffrey. Put my name on it. Hope you can hear the pride in my voice when I say I'm swinging on y'all 2 times. For me, for the funk, and for every elementary particle that has ever existed in any atom, in this or in any universe that ever was, is, or will be. I'm trying to talk about the grandest scale down to the most minute elementary micro particle, from the largest to the biggest, to universe size, beyond the size of what we can see in the visible universe, down to the Planck scale and particles so small that you have to guess where they are. It's like a wave. These particles could be a wave. An electron can either be a wave or a particle. That means if you shoot one electron at a board that has 2 slits in it, somehow it goes through both of them. They're still trying to figure that out. I'm not sure if it's called the uncertainty principle or whatever, but there's a probability when you try to determine the location and speed of an electron. You can only guess. They say it's like 90% chance it'll be in this area. That's the best you can get, the best you can do. Because to measure it, you got to send a photon at it. To measure it, you got to use the particles that you're measuring. And basically, you shoot a photon at it, it's going to interfere with the measurement. It can't help but, because the photon is carrying just as much, my nose is itchy. The photon is carrying just as much weight and influence as the particle you're trying to measure. That's the scale we're talking about, just small to something 15, 16, 17 billion light years away. And light travels at 286,000 miles a second. 286,000 miles every second. And we're talking scales of light years. How far light will travel in a year. That's the scope of what I'm dealing with. That's the scope where I like to keep my head and the way I think of things. Even down to going to the grocery store or doing this or doing that. All that factors in. And in the books and philosophy I'm listening to now, objectivism and existentialism, the entirety of reality, concrete, has to be taken in for every decision. You have to consider all the possibilities, totally, all of them. Every little drop and every little decision you do, every little thing you do. And Ayn Rand and objectivism is not shy and very demonstrative and very aggressive and don't back down. It doesn't back down in excused people or humans, or what they call men. Back then, everything was man and men, when she was actually saying this stuff. When men don't live up to that, they choose to be ignorant. They choose to, if I can say this, put their faith in a God that they don't know nothing about. And that is, there's no empirical evidence to support that. So basically, you're putting your whole life and everything you think and believe in something for which there's no evidence. And she is not apologetic about saying how crazy and loony or whatever word, whatever, how bad or whatever that is. That's the scale I'm dealing with. I'm talking about the totality of it all. Theory of universe. Hypothesis of all as one. My name is Jeffery.